Welcome to a brand new edition of It's in the Game podcast here on the Ball is Life podcast network, which you can find on ballislife.com. Also, youtube.com/cruise control podcast. I'm joined by, as always, great friend of mine, Mr. Denny Blanco. I am Denny Blanco on both Instagram and Twitter. Denny Blanco, my man, how you doing?
We have a lot to discuss today. I'm doing fabulous. It's great to see you in all your glory. And we have a special guest today. It's good to see him.
That's right. Back-to-back special guest on the show. My man, Edgar Burgos, the one, the only. Eddie Burgos, my man, how you doing?
What up? What up? What up?
I want to intro you a little better, so let the people know who is Edgar Burgos and what kind of work
you could introduce me. You know I don't like talking about myself, man.
Nah.
Come on, Randy, run down the resume, baby.
Listen, man, he worked for the Knicks before back in the day. He's a marketing guru. He knows everybody. I need help with somebody. He'll say, you know what? I'll call you right back. He's one of those kind of. He's like Yoda. He's Yoda.
Okay, see, that's how we do it, baby. That's how we intro.
So I got you guys on. So I got four main topics I want to bring up to you guys. Obviously, we're all from New York. We're all living in New York, so a lot of things are happening with both Brooklyn and the Knicks.
Basketball town, we back.
So I will claim the Knicks on this show because Denny's a fair weather Brooklyn Net fan. Edgar is tweaking over here. He's picking sides, but I'm the lone Knicks fan here. They've won 8 games in a row. They're fourth in the Eastern Conference.
Go ahead. Let's fix it. All right. I root for the Knicks, but I like to be an honest Knicks fan. I'm an honest Knicks fan when good times and bad times.
I agree.
Randy's the type of fan that he's delusional sometimes. And Denny, you know what I'm talking about. That you'd be like, whoa,
boy.
You know, Knicks have won 8 in a row. You know, the Knicks are looking great right now. And actually, the Knicks are 8-0 since, Denny, peep this. Randy tweeted about 2 weeks ago, before the 8-game winning streak, that a 26-year-old Julius Randle should be limited in minutes and should be rested more. And Tibbs doesn't know what he's doing. Since that quote, the Knicks have not lost. I actually went at him on Twitter because of that statement. How do you feel when you're talking about a 26-year-old man who plays ball every single day should be all of a sudden you need to watch his minutes?
Let me defend Randy real quick, okay?
Thank you.
Look, guys, the Knicks, okay, they're back. Hey, a lot of people did not really expect this Julius Randle, okay? Let's be Edgar, you saw this Julius Randle? You saw this Julius Randle. No,
I did not.
Thank you. So let's address that. Let's first start there, okay? So when you talk about, Randy saying that statement a little early, maybe he just saw Randle running on fumes a little late, so maybe he said, yo, pull back your superstar. He was wrong. I have been wrong with a lot of things, i.e. I didn't know that the Knicks were going to be able to shoot threes like they're doing right now. I didn't know that Randle was going to come into camp the best shape of his life and be an all-star and be able to shoot threes at 40%. Are you serious? In a year? Look at that improvement. Listen, you got to leave Randy alone. He didn't know.
No, never. I would never.
He know.
If you're an athlete, and obviously I've been around players for a long time. If you're an athlete in their 20s, I don't ever want to hear about players' minutes. Ever.
Load management. Load management.
Yeah, I do not want to hear that. And that's where, that's the new generation Randy comes from. Oh, it's 24 years old. He needs some rest. I don't
Not me. Not me. No, Edgar, I'm with you. No, sir. Not me.
Edgar is not telling you the whole story.
Okay.
This is what he does.
It's longer story to that. I got you.
So the Knicks played the Mavericks a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like they lost 4 or 5 in a row at that time.
Yeah.
For me, first of all, me and Edgar go back and forth on Obi Toppin. My thing was this. Knowing the history of Tibbs and how he plays players too long in the game. And these guys
Fair.
are averaging 40, 45 minutes a game.
That's fair.
Yes, they're young. We saw with D Rose, Noah, Jimmy Butler.
That's good
They play
data.
40, 45 minutes a game.
That's
And
good
at some
data.
point, at some point, they're
Wait a
gonna
minute,
run out-
Edgar. Let him finish. Let him finish. Come on, Reggie.
At some point, I don't want these guys to get burnt out when it comes to playoff times
That's
or
fair.
a real tight game because
That's
they've been playing. Randall is the number one option on the team. That's the last person you want to play too much and get burnt out. RJ Barrett is playing well, 17 a game. I'm saying this year, we did not even know Randall was going to be like this.
Nope.
And then last year, in my opinion, I'm not speaking for nobody else. In my opinion, when they drafted Obi, I think they saw him as a guy that could be replacing Randall. Because we had no idea if he'll be next year.
Maybe.
Now Randall is playing his ass off. He's getting 24, 11, and 6 all-star and all NBA player. And it's tough for Obi to get minutes anyway with Randall playing like that. So when Randall gets 35, 40, 45 minutes a game, my guy can't get off, which is expected. He's a rookie. But my thing is, when they were losing, I mentioned Tibbs has suspect rotations. Not saying he did not know what he was doing. The rotations look suspect. Then they win 8 in a row, and everybody's kumbaya. But I'm saying I felt like I had a gripe with how he was coaching at the time and playing minutes for Randall. I showed Edgar last night 4 games in a row above 40 minutes.
Edgar, what's the response to that, man?
The response is that he wants to use data about Derrick Rose, Joakim Noah,
statistics
back in the days. But let's not forget those guys were young, and he took them to the Eastern Conference Finals. But they lost to the great LeBron James, and they were also up 2-0, in that Eastern Conference Finals before LeBron came back and, took them down in 6. Obviously a couple of years later, D Rose got hurt, but that wasn't because of load management. That was just a freak accident. My thing is, like, we're athletes today. Like, we can't determine what's going to happen next year. It's about winning now. Mm-hmm. And my thing is, like, Randy likes to make excuses. I'm not here to make excuses on players. If you're 20-something years old, you play. Bottom line. If you're hurt, I get that. But you know what? Julius Randle has played well the whole season. And obviously, during the season, every single team, even the good teams, have speed bumps. So that's my reply.
Listen, what you're saying is right, and what Randy's saying is right. But again, I'm going to go back to the point of, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we did not expect this Julius Randle. We did not even expect this kind of. We didn't, Coach Tibbs. Holla at your boy, Coach Tibbs. I'm telling you, you're doing a great job currently. I like what I see on offense. Guys going where they need to go. And you know what's interesting? What I've seen in the last couple of games recently. Julius Randle is the number one option. But what I like to look at and understand, guys, when I talk about great players, can you get double teamed? Can you be the number one option and get double teamed and still not be stopped? Right now, I see Randle. He's there. He's right there at the cusp where single coverage, you're not going to stop him. And if you throw a double team on him, he's going to still hurt you. So this is looking kind of sexy. I don't know. I mean, you got shooters now. The Knicks got shooters and they play D. Oh, shout out to No. Shout out to, I apologize. I'm sorry. I said something about you, and I said, what were you going to bring to the table for the Knicks? Obviously, Mitchell Robinson gets hurt, and I'm looking at it like, I don't know. You stood back there and given me small change to Kimbe, 2 of these a game. Man, I mean, I can't front. The Knicks is looking dope. I can't front, Randy.
The cool thing I could say is, like, with Mitchell Robinson going down, it shows like maybe for next year you might not need him and you don't sign him to a bigger contract because of what Noel is doing. Obviously, Taj Gibson was a great pickup during the season. Also, the MVP of that team has to be talked about is probably Derrick Rose.
That's fair. That's fair.
No, and
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like
That's fair.
I felt with the guys who they had already, point guard wise, did not fit Tibbs' style. Where it's like, or the fact that they needed some more run up and down kind of guys. Peyton ain't doing that. Quickly, I can't really expect much. He's a rookie. They at the time they had what's the guy they traded for Derrick Rose?
It's a 4-guard rotation. He
Smith
formed
Jr.
He formed Voltron. That's basically what he did.
Yeah, Frank barely plays, so now they're bringing D Rose, a guy who can get his own bucket,
Former
limited on
MVP.
shooting, can attack the rack, can kick the ball out, set up others. They didn't have that kind of point guard on the roster. Now, MVP type player for that team is Derrick Rose, along with Randall. But without Derrick Rose, I'm like, I don't know where the team could be at the point guard spot.
Agreed.
Listen, Derrick Rose came. Who expected this Derrick Rose? I saw flashes in Detroit. We saw, right? We saw flashes. He didn't. But who expected this Derrick Rose?
Well, I mean, we saw flashes in Detroit, and he also played well in Minnesota. Detroit was just a loser situation.
I think he's healthy.
He's still 32 years old. He's still pretty young. He just knows how to run a team, and he obviously, he's the coach on the floor, and he knows his system better than anybody. So it helps. But like you said, like Tibbs right now is the coach of the year. Obviously the other one is probably Monty Williams, but if the Knicks get the 4 seed, you got to give it to Tibbs as coach.
12 games. I don't see why not. 12 games. They got 12 games left. 4 seed. I don't see why not. I do not see why not. 100%.
And shout out to Wes and Leon for building that team, because they're building a culture, hopefully a culture that stays there for a long time compared to what we've seen the last 20 years. You had a good stretch with Donnie Walsh, and Glenn Grunwald, but then after that it's just downhill.
Worldwide West, call me. I've been missing your calls. I'm sorry. I've been missing your calls. Give me a call.
I do agree with Edgar, the fact that Snyder has been doing well in Utah, Monty Williams in Phoenix.
Yep.
But again, none of us saw the Knicks, even me as a fan, none of us saw the Knicks as in the top 8, let alone top 4, maybe a playing kind of game team. I don't know. So now they're 4th in the East. You mean to tell me Coach Tibbs can't get Coach of the Year? I mean, I think he should. If they end up 4th, Utah was good last year. Phoenix is the only one because they haven't made the playoffs in 10 years. That's probably the only competition Tibbs got to be Coach of the Year. And there's even talk among people that Randall could be in the top 5 when it comes to MVP. We mentioned Embiid and Jokic and Chris Paul, but more people, not saying he's going to get it, but more people should look at Randall, because without him and his 24, 11, and 6 to keep this team afloat, that's got to be some MVP, consideration, right?
What's interesting too. Here's a question that all Knicks fans should now ask themselves. This year, when the Knicks are down 10, are you scared that they're going to lose?
Not this year.
I'm talking about this year as they're constructed. See, the past, if you saw it maybe 3-4 years ago, even before that, you see the Knicks down 10, you're turning off the TV.
Yeah.
You turn it off the TV. First quarter, you turn off the TV. You don't even entertain it. Now.
Facts.
Now,
there's somebody that I like. Randy mentioned his favorite player on the Knicks, Obi Toppin, who I think. I'm a firm believer that he shouldn't be a Knick next year. I think they should trade him.
Why?
I'm, working for the Knicks for such a long time. I'm a firm believer that no New York player should ever get drafted by a New York team.
Why?
Too much headaches. You give me
specifically in New York. You mean specifically in New York? Like if it was another, or like a major city like L.A.
No. If you're from New York
specifically,
and you should not. The Knicks or
stay away from you. Don't draft you.
because it's just too much.
So no Ron Artest, no home body.
I would say is the only one because the way he was built, like as far as his mentality.
Okay.
But every other player, mentally wise, I like Steph. Steph coming here was a downfall for his career. Obviously,
That's a fair statement.
Mark Jackson had a great rookie season, and then after that, his second season, he came back overweight, and he was never the same. And he got better when he left.
That's fact too.
Rod Strickland had a great rookie season, then got traded, had a great career someplace else.
Right.
You just name a bunch of players that's from New York. You can't give me 5 players that got drafted. Maybe Mace. Mason's probably the only one. Anthony Mason, 6th man of the year.
Yeah. Wow, Randy. He makes a very valid point, bro. I mean, New York City's not for those that can play in New York City, your Carmelos and your Randalls and handle the media, that's, it's one thing. But, some people, J.R. Smith, you saw his career like this. As soon as he got there, and then he just went like this. The city just engulfed him. And he started playing better when he went to Cleveland. So it's a good point.
Well, JR was 6th man of the year, so I don't know how quick he dipped. I know he was
6th man to the year to tying people's shoes.
And I think Edgar's point is like, again, me and him go back and forth with Obi because he knows I'm close with Obi, and I'm gonna defend Obi until I can't no more. I just feel like this year the
You're biased.
No, but there's I'm not biased 100%.
You're 100% correct.
No.
Unfortunately, Randy, it's kind of hard to deny it, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay because I've jumped ship too. I was a Knicks fan. I jumped over to the Nets because I hate Dolan. It is what it is. I accept it. It's all right.
All I was saying is that if I see Obi play and I'd be like, I've told Edgar before, he looks nervous. He looks spooked out there.
Sure.
I told you that.
You talked about his game.
That.
That's fair. Sure.
But let's talk about him playing better recently. Have you seen a different Obi the last couple of games? I think he's getting
Yes.
Edgar don't want to bring that up.
Edgar don't want to give no props to Brooke.
I think it's like at the end of the day, you can have a couple of minutes here and there and have good minutes, but we already know that he's not going to play much because the way the team is set up right now. And
the fact that he's backing up an all-star power forward.
His margin for error is like, if you guys notice, when he does make a couple of mistakes, he gets pulled really, really quick.
Well, Tim's got a hook for Brooks. He did the same thing to Jimmy Butler. Same concept. He was giving Jimmy the hook real quick when he was making mistakes back in the day. Chicago.
Of course.
Yeah, but that's
also when Derrick Rose, he let Derrick play.
Well, Derrick, vet. He's earned his stripes.
No, but his first year he let Derrick play.
Fair. But Derrick's what? Derrick's number one overall draft pick.
I'm just saying he let him play.
Shit.
But do you know why he let him play? Who was the point guard on Chicago at the time?
Nobody.
Probably nobody.
Yeah,
of course, he'll play all the minutes.
That's a good point too.
Heinrich.
Kurt. Oh, here we go. Yeah,
put Kurt Heinrich in the conversation. Kurt Heinrich
is great.
All I'm saying is that Obi, I feel like, I'm not saying he's going to have a disaster career or anything. I'm just saying I think he would be better off playing on a team besides the New York Knicks.
That's fair.
And if you could use him for trade bait and bring in a Bradley Beal or somebody next season, you do that in a heartbeat.
Randy.
Well, I hear you.
Did not tell you. I said, y'all better go after Bradley Beal. He's literally upset in Washington. I told you that for the Knicks.
I've been told you that. I said, I said a Bradley Beal, like who, like realistic we can get. Bradley Beal, we can probably get. That's probably the only person we can try to get because we need help at the guards.
Send that package. Send Mitchell Robinson. Send Obi. Send Knox for Bradley Beal. Mayday. And now you're talking.
You're going to take all our big men.
Dallas first, or one of Dallas's 2 picks that you own, or something like that.
Yeah. Just make a good package. Again,
I mean, you got to keep RJ. You have to keep, and Randall. But
and you're talking about big men, Randy. It's a guards league, bro. It's a guards league, and if you can get one of the better guards in the East, and Bradley Beal, you do it immediately, right now.
I'm just saying, you trying to trade the whole front, the whole front court for the guard. Who else I got?
Kevin Knox barely plays.
Thank you.
Barely plays.
All right, he can go.
I said everybody except RJ, Randall, Quickly. Anybody else? That's it. Anybody else? Y'all can go, bro. Y'all can go.
Look at it. A Washington will not take Alec Burke. They will not take a Reggie Bullock.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. There's players that you could,
Anybody else after that? You just trade it or package, get the picks, get money, whatever it is, to go after Bradley. So you put Bradley, Barrett, and Randall on the same team. Yes, give me some of that.
But Randy will cry because Toby will get traded. But besides,
it's Obi. It's not Toby. It is Obi.
Leave that man alone. Stop beating up on
Obi,
Randy.
not Toby.
Leave that man alone.
Anyways, they've won 8 in a row. We'll see what happens. I think either way, if the Knicks make the playoffs, that's great for them. Bringing that kind of basketball back to the city. We know Danny's Brooklyn Nets are going to probably be the 1 or the 2 seed, depending on the health of everybody. So real quick, Edgar, the Knicks winning 8 in a row. What have you seen from this team, and what have you been saying I like from what I've been seeing so far?
On the Nets?
Oh no, the Knicks. We're talking about the Knicks still. 8-game winning streak.
What have you liked on that? During the 8 game.
They one, they're having fun. 2, they're playing hard. You see it every game. Like Denny said, they're down 10, they're still in the game. Couple of threes, they're back in it. Like they fight. They're playing 48 minutes, and you see it now. It brings a confidence, and they're listening to Tibbs. You could tell they're rallying around the coach.
Man, listen, I'm watching the Dallas Knicks game. I'm seeing Reggie Bullock go literally talk trash to Luka. I said, okay, this is what I like. I don't like back down. This is the kind of team. This team, obviously, it's Tibbs' DNA. Usually, the coach, if it's a good coach, his DNA seeps into the team, and the team, forms and they come together. And this is what you're seeing with the Knicks. He's literally getting them to play defense. Every game counts. Every possession counts. He loses hair on every possession. And Tibbs, I think you should just go ball like me and Edgar. Edgar's almost there. I think it's time. Just shave it all off. You don't need to overlap. It's a little bit too much. Just shave it all off. Me and you, coach. Yeah, Edgar's there. He still got the line. He's still sexy. But me and you, coach, we here. Come on now. Come on. But yeah, the Knicks are dope. They're going to be great. The future's bright for them. They need one more piece, Bradley Beal or whatever. And they're going to be running. So yeah, you should be happy, Randy.
So fantasy booking, if the Knicks end up the 4th seed and get home court, do they win a round, Denny Blanco?
I gotta see who they play, bro. I'll be honest.
Depending when they play.
Yeah, I got to see who they play, bro. I can't just throw out there. I got to see who they really gonna. The matchups. Matchups are always an issue in the playoffs, even in the first round. So, and they're going 7 games, so anything can happen. But I got to see the first, see who they play.
And I know for me and Edgar, it's different for us because I just know that if they were playing like this in front of the home crowd of 19,000 people, it's a different atmosphere. It's like you're bringing that energy back to New York. So that's the one thing I miss about this whole run. They're finally doing good. They're playing well, playing top-notch defense, and only 2,000 people are there to watch it. So I know one day we'll get all the fans back. But Edgar, am I right? The fact that you hope that the entire home crowd was watching this team play at the Garden.
The Garden will be crazy right now. You see it now. I saw that video yesterday after the game where people were dancing on 34th Street. It's hilarious. For me, it's hilarious.
Mm.
But, hopefully for the playoffs, so hopefully the restrictions are a little bit lifted and you have at least 10,000 fans in there. That place would be crazy.
Will you go, Edgar? Will you go to a playoff game?
Absolutely.
Okay. I know Denny ain't going, but
I'm going, and chips on you, and I'm gonna get the beer. And, beer's like $20. Nah. I'm gonna get the chips. You get the beer, and you. This is what I'm interested too, because it's been a minute since these players have actually seen a full capacity crowd. And for those who have played basketball, have seen enough basketball, there are situations where the home court means something. There are situations where the home court, no matter who you're playing, the home court means something. And let me say something to you. New York City, Madison Square Garden during the playoffs? The playoffs?
yeah.
Boy, it is not to be messed with. Things can go down. And with Randall and these boys quickly getting hot from the field and playing defense, you never know what can happen. So it's gonna be an interesting turn for real.
Like you said, if they play the Hawks, obviously I think they could beat the Hawks to go to the second round. If they play Boston, which I actually feel that they're gonna play Boston instead of the Hawks, it's gonna be a battle.
Oh, that's gonna be a good series. I like it. Yeah. I like it. I like it scrappy. I like it scrappy and rough.
If the playoffs were right now, they will play Atlanta.
Yeah, not with fragile Trae Young. Shoot, man, listen, I don't even think you make a 7-game series without getting hurt. So, once that snake is cut down, round 2.
Boston is 6. Miami is 7. So it's like real.
I'm afraid of a Miami. Don't want to see them. No sir, Bob. No Bam Bam for us. No Bam Bam for us.
I was having this convo with Edgar earlier.
What's that?
Yesterday.
Talk to us.
He asked me, "Is Chris Paul a top 10 point guard ever?"
True.
And I think I quickly said, "Yeah."
True.
And then we start going off names, and was like, "Okay, I gotta think about him. I have. It don't matter where he's at. He's top 10 to me.
Top 10 point guard.
Yeah. Even when it's all said and done, he'll be a top 10 point guard. I think he's 5 in assists right now.
Magic.
Wow. Taking multiple teams to the playoffs. I know he does not have a championship, but there are some other players that are, top 10, whatever, Hall of Famers who don't have a ring. Edgar made a
point guard.
Huh?
Steph a point guard? Is he considered a shooting guard?
Curry?
Steph Curry point guard, right? You said you consider Steph. Okay, continue. I'm sorry. You said what did Edgar say after that? I'm sorry.
That I think when we ended the conversation, Chris Paul was on the outside looking in, maybe 10, 11 area. So I'm asking you, Denny Blanco, was Chris Paul a top 10 point guard ever in your opinion?
Man, I just wrote down 4 names: Magic, Peyton, Jason Kidd, Steph,
Isaiah, Stockton. What is that? That's 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So you got 6 without Chris Paul right now.
Right now, I got 6 without Chris Paul. I mean, point guard. Yeah, top 10. If I put Paul. All right, Paul right now. CP3.
Okay.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Unless I'm missing some point guards that are
Tiny Archibald. I guess you forgot him.
We could put him there.
Oscar Robertson. I guess
there you go.
Oscar, we could put him there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 right now.
So we got 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I put Chris in there. No order whatsoever. Yeah.
So Edgar is fighting for Mark Jackson to be in top 10. I
am not fighting for Mark
Jackson. Who are you fighting for?
I said Damon Lillard might surpass Chris Paul. The only thing that's going to keep Paul in the top 10 like I said earlier, was that he was able to take a few teams to the playoffs, different teams to the playoffs. But when you look at his resume along with Damian Lillard's resume, Damian Lillard has gone to one Western Conference Finals. Chris Paul has gone to one Western Conference Finals. Damian Lillard's career, when his career is over, will be obviously one of the top 3-point shooters and clutch game-winning shooters of all time. And Chris Paul will go down as one of the top assist guys of all time. But, my thing is like, if Damian Lillard takes his Portland to the finals within the next couple of years, does he surpass Chris Paul?
Yes, in my eyes.
Or does he win the MVP? Because he's an MVP candidate this year.
Yes. So and another point too is, has Chris Paul ever been an MVP candidate?
No.
If he did, maybe once. I'll give him once. I think he should be a candidate this year.
Nah.
Sixth, fifth.
I'm not saying he'll get it. I'm saying with the way the team is playing,
I give him six
in the West.
I'll give him a sixth place vote. Sure.
Maybe 7th place vote.
There you go. Holla at me, Edgar.
And who's ahead of him? Who's ahead of him?
Joker, Embiid, Harden, LeBron, Steph. That's 5 right there. Yes.
LeBron's ahead of Chris Paul.
The thing that hurts Harden and obviously maybe even Embiid a little bit is, the games missed.
Yeah,
sure. I'm just talking about in ranking, even with the games missed, you're still MVP, how they were playing during the season. LeBron was still around the 1 and 4 range during the season, even though he went down. All right. So you got about 5 players.
And you didn't even mention Dame Lillard.
5 MVPs before I'm picking even CP3. So 6, 7 is around where I'll give him that vote. But yeah, no, you got 9 strong. I don't even got a 10th in there that I even feel confident in putting on this list yet. But
I got one for you.
Talk to me.
And I told Edgar yesterday. Do you put Tony Parker top 10?
Oh yeah, my bad, Tony. Monsieur. Sorry, Monsieur. Sorry, Mr. Paris. Sorry. Yes, Tony Parker. That's 10. That's a light 10. That's light. And CP3's in there. That's fair. Dame's gonna come too. Dame's gonna maybe nudge himself in there if he takes his team. If he wins the MVP or he takes his team to a final, then that's gonna supersede what CP3's already done. But this lineup of point guards it's hard to argue. Magic, Peyton, Jason Kidd, Steph, Tony Parker, Isaiah Thomas, Stockton, CP3, Tiny, and Oscar Robertson. Come on now.
Yo, you know who you forgot?
Who?
The coach of your Brooklyn Nets.
Steve Nash? Let me see.
Is Steve Nash top 10?
See.
Time MVP.
You move CP3 outside the 10. You bring in Steve Nash. He's in the 10. CP3, you outside the 10, baby. Sorry for it. We got to put Steve in the top 10, baby.
So you're keeping Tiny Archibald over Chris Paul. You're keeping Tony Parker over Chris Paul. You're keeping...
Tony Parker got 6.
Wow.
Watch your mouth.
He got 6.
Tony Parker.
Stop it.
No, he got 4.
got
Tony Parker got 4. 3. No, 3. He got 3 rings, if I'm not mistaken. But he's a champion. Number 1. He's a champion. So you can't even put CP3 in the same conversation as Tony Parker.
No, you're right. He got 4. He got 4 and a Finals MVP.
Stop playing games. You know what I'm talking about. Stop playing games.
I'm saying, but you was quick to take out Chris Paul, though.
Listen, Tiny, Oscar. Okay, who are you putting in after that? I just named those names. Who are you taking off, bruh? You put me on, Daddy. I gave you 10.
Well, I didn't see Big O play. I didn't see Tiny play.
Oscar averaged triple-double.
Yeah, he stays. Tiny?
And I didn't say
Tiny or Chris Paul?
And I didn't even say thank you. And I didn't even say Westbrook. I didn't even say
Tiny's
Westbrook.
a champion.
Westbrook is probably like 11, 12. If you really think about it. Triple-double, average triple-double for like 2 years in a row. Russell Westbrook? Who else is doing that for the point guard position? Averaging 10 boards a game. Come on now. Yeah, CP3, baby. You're outside the bubble.
Wow.
Look at it. Unfortunately, it is what it is, though. He's still dope. But
matter of fact, I can say Kyrie. Where's Kyrie end up in all of this?
I said Kyrie slowly. You got.
He's still
far from complete.
He's still outside this. He's still outside this 10. Kyrie, even with the ring. Kyrie, holla at me. Listen, I'm one of your number one fans. I know you go through some things like we all do. No one's perfect, but let me tell you something. Let me say something to you. This year, you need to bring this ring. You need to bring it home to Brooklyn. You need to, because it's going to shut up a lot of people. It's going to shut up the people that was complaining about you taking off for birthdays. It's going to stop all the complaints about everything else. Trust me. Believe in me. KD needs it. James Harden needs it. But Kyrie, he gets that ring. You can nudge him into the top 10. I'd have to rethink it though. But Kyrie, yeah.
Wow, yeah. I'm gonna send this show to Chris Paul and his people, and I'm gonna tell them like, hey, I defended Chris Paul. Hey, I got both of you telling me he's not top 10.
You don't CP3, but hey, there are players better than you, man. Listen, it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. There's Hawkeye and the Avengers. Wow. And then there's the Hulk, and then there's Iron Man.
Bro, if I didn't mention Steve Nash to you, that might be even worse.
We all make mistakes.
How you not have Steve Nash on the roster?
We all make mistakes. After further review, the data is reviewed, and we fix the data, right, Edgar?
And to be fair, we mentioned AI yesterday, but I looked at AI more as a 2 because Eric Snow came in and he was the 1. Even though AI played the point guard for like 1 or 2 years, he's not a point guard. He's a 2 guard.
AI is a 2.
Okay, so just make sure I'm not bugging leaving AI off. He's a 2 guard.
AI is a 2. He's going to go down as one of the best 2 guards in the NBA history. Tell you that much.
So for both of y'all, you got Magic, Isaiah, Stockton, Kid, Peyton, Tiny, Oscar, Tony Parker, Steve Nash, and
I said Isaiah. You said Isaiah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's it.
I'm missing one more.
Magic, Peyton, Jason Kidd, Steph, Tony Parker.
Oh, Steph Curry. Okay.
Isaiah Thomas, Stockton, Steve Nash, Tiny, Oscar. You can't beat that. That's brains. That's vision. That's basketball IQ. That's pass. That's
tough. I don't know.
These point guards, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. See, there's a difference between a regular point guard and these God point guards, right? These are God point guards. These are people that can see the play before it happens. Okay.
Right.
These are the type of plays we're dealing with.
Before I let Edgar go, just the main thing I want to get him on to talk about.
Talk to me.
So, we're big on brands and big on stuff like that. So when you hear the fact that Kobe is no longer with Nike, I would say it would have a significant impact because that's the last thing we thought. Like no more Kobe sneakers on Nike. Like where does the Mamba brand go now? So Edgar, when you first heard that, how surprised were you? And then like, what is you think should be in the future of the Mamba brand with a different company?
You're kind of shocked, but obviously we don't know the details, like what his wife is thinking and how she wants to expand, keep his legacy alive. One thing for me, obviously we're probably all of us love Nikes and wear Nikes all the time. Nike to me is one of the best marketing companies ever in history.
Ever.
There's rumors that Kobe was talking about starting his own Mamba line, his own sneaker line. That's a rumor. Obviously we'll never know, but I'm curious to see. Nike. He's always going to be part of the Nike family. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's more access. We don't know. I'm just curious to see what's the what's going to be the outcome.
Denny Blanco.
Listen,
Kobe.
Listen, I'm the sneaker game. I hate it. I despise it. I'm angry about it, and obviously, you try to get some Kobe's, and now the markup is a little crazy, just for nostalgia because of the new resale game. And hey, you're right. We don't know what's going on. Who's to say that, Vanessa Bryant made it clear that she wants the ability to have his products, Kobe's products, available. She said that verbatim as a statement. So that goes completely, sometimes I think, maybe, that goes completely against what Nike wants, which is to sell their products at a high premium. So I get it. It's a conflict of interest. So, I wish that Nike, can, make a deal, but, obviously the Bryant Foundation has to do what's best for the Bryant Foundation and the family. So, I salute them.
So I know Edgar got to go. Check him out later on tonight. Step in the arena.
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
Mark Berman on tonight.
Mark Berman, Bobby C, Edgar Burgos. Talk about a whole bunch of Knicks stuff, I assume. You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram at eberg1. Edgar Burgos, my man. Thank you.
But I definitely want to jump on next time and talk Nets.
Oh no! Listen, we need you here. We need you here. You gonna put my feet to the fire. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna buckle down like Ran.
Oh boy!
All right, later, guys.
All right, man.
Peace.
So, Denny Blanco, I got one more question for you.
Talk to me.
Back to the point guard.
Point guards, get it?
Point guard. The question was, will Dame Lillard be a top 10 point guard by the time his career is over? Because now Chris Paul is top 5 in assists. Now Dame Lillard is top 10 all time in 3-pointers made. So that's going to hold some weight when we do these top 10s. When he retires, will Dame Lillard be an all-time top 10 all-time point guard, in your opinion?
Yeah.
With or without a ring? Doesn't matter. You got to tell me.
Ring is not going to matter.
Oh, okay.
Ring is not going to matter because you keep putting players around Dame. He's going to get you to the second or third round every year of the playoffs if you give him good quality players around him. That's number one. Number two, the guy has a combination of strength finishing at the rim and the ability to pull like Steph. And I don't see that slowing down anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe Dame will easily be a top 10 point guard. He'll nudge somebody through. Obviously with Tiny, the early names that we said, Oscar, maybe he'll nudge them over based on the 3-point shooting and based on maybe his assists and his wins at the point guard position.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jason Kidd's on this list, and he wasn't a scorer like that. He was the assist, rebound, steal man. So let's be clear.
Yeah, he was your quintessential pass first point guard. Yeah.
There you go. So it's not always about points. Sometimes it's about your wins and what you're doing elsewhere. But definitely to answer your question, will James be top 10? Yes, he will. Not a question.
And I know we mentioned the top 10 earlier. Last question. Top 10 is easy.
Is it?
But easier than picking a top 5? Who's the top 5 point guards? We mentioned 10 earlier. We got our little roster, but now you got to buckle down and pick 5. Who do you think the top 5 point guards of NBA history are?
Why are you
Magic.
Why are you trying to be dirty? Oh,
this is what we do in the show. We fantasize.
Magic.
Okay. Look, you stuck already.
Tony Parker.
Tony Parker's top 5 all time.
Hold on. I'm spitballing. Hold on. Slow down. I hear you. Slow down. I got you. Magic. Isaiah. Steph.
Okay.
Jason Kidd.
Uh-huh. What we got for the fifth? We got it's gotta be Stockton, right?
No.
Or Big O? Wow. See?
Yeah, we'll go with Oscar.
Wow. So Magic, Isaiah,
Jason
Kidd,
Steph, and Oscar.
Steph Curry, and
Oscar.
Big O.
Mm-hmm.
And really, the outside looking in is what, Stockton. That's the one that.
Yeah. Because he leads the league in assists all time. So yeah, I mean, but at the same time, I still believe if you're a real ball fan, you do believe Isaiah Thomas should have been on the Dream Team.
Yeah,
Isaiah Thomas was cooking barbecue chicken. Josh Stockton every night. It wasn't even close. So let's not even go. Honorable mention.
Uh-oh.
Honorable mention to Mark Price.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. There's 10 more.
Honorable mention Mark Price. Honorable mention Tim Hardaway.
Mark Price, Tim Hardaway, Rod Strickland. I love Mahmoud.
Honorable mention Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway. The injuries don't happen. Chauncey Billups is another name out there.
Honorable mention Chauncey, even with 2 rings. Honorable mention Chauncey. It's very disrespectful. I
Mark
know you
Jackson.
may feel disrespected, but that's not. It's like Mark Jackson. Yeah. Hey, it's a lot of great point guards, man. There's a lot of great point guards, but they never seen nobody like Steph.
Kevin Johnson was pretty good back in his day. Kevin Johnson.
KJ.
Underrated.
KJ was mean. But he I don't even think he top 20.
I like Bibby. I like White Chocolate. But you can't put them all in the top 10 or top 5. So
no. Again, and you have to understand we're talking about a time also where you didn't hide defensively. Some teams put bigger guards on you. Some teams did, but the majority of the time, when you saw a point guard, you saw the other point guard all night, 48 minutes. You didn't get a big guy on you. You always, because they knew if they put a big guy on you, it may be an advantage. No, they put a little guy on you, and you went back and forth. So those days I do miss. But like a Kyrie Curry matchup, back and forth. Nobody switches. Just you two go back and forth and try to outscore each other. That's what I like.
Right. Again, before I let you go, you can find the podcast on the Ball is Life Podcast Network on ballislife.com. If you're a fan of video podcasts, go to youtube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. You can follow Denny Blanco on both IG and Twitter at I am Denny Blanco. You can find me, Randy J. Cruz, RENDY, the letter JCRUZ. Denny Blanco, my man. Thank you. Always appreciate it, bro.
I am Denny Blanco. He is Randy Cruz. Ball is life.
That's right.